What it do, baby? It's MOONKID Max back with another episode of MOONKID Max's reviews and reactions. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, y'all, so today I'm gonna be reviewing the new A24 production, Civil War, about a group of photographers and journalists who are capturing all of the moments in a modern, well, actually, I think it's set a little bit in the future. They don't say the year, but it's set just a little bit in the future, and it just portrays a modern day Civil War and what that would be like here in America. We get right into the review. First things first, I just want to say I love the concept. I think there are other war movies that follow photographers, probably. This is the first of its kind, but I've never seen a war movie following a photographer. All the war movies I've seen have always been following the soldiers or the scientists or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? But to follow the people who are in the field just capturing the moments, I didn't even think of that. I never really thought about those people, to be honest, so I thought the concept was really dope. Another interesting aspect of the movie was being able to view the war scenes on US turf, because we haven't fought a war in America since the literal Civil War. No other countries has come to America to fight a war. You know how crazy that would be if I'm just here in Inglewood and at any moment we could be dropping bombs. So that's crazy, bro. And that was wild seeing, especially the downtown DC scenes, because most of the movie was a road trip movie, and they were moving throughout the east coast of rural America, through Brooklyn, Pennsylvania, West Virginia to North Carolina, back up to DC. Those the downtown DC war scenes was crazy, because I could never imagine downtown DC being a war zone. That's insane, yo. We had Pearl Harbor and we had the World Trade Center, and those were the only type of attacks or wars zone type shit that America has seen on its surface. So yeah, that's wild to watch that. Cinematography was on point. It was apparently a $50 million budget, and that's the biggest budget for A24 film. But yeah, definitely is a good looking movie. The cinematography, the special effects, the choreography on the war scenes. I don't know how they choreographed those scenes, but kudos to those people who are in charge of that, because they killed the war scenes. And the sound design. The sound design was crazy, because you really felt like you were in the middle of a battle. The gunshots, there were multiple times throughout the screening where I literally was like that. I got shook so many times just from the guns popping. Yo, I was my nerves was bad by the time I left the movie, for real. And as far as good goes, I think that Jesse Plemons, that scene with the blonde-headed dude with the red glasses in the trailer, that scene was intense. That scene was properly executed. Amazing sequence, yo. That sequence was whoo, gut-wrenching. And the final sequence as well. Those were the top sequences in the movie. Just the Jesse Plemons scene, and then that final sequence. I'm not even gonna tell y'all what happens, but when you get to that last about half hour, it's action on site, go non-stop up until the end. That jump, pedal to the metal. So before I get into the things that I didn't really like about the movie, I just want to talk about the characters. And our four main characters are the two photographers, which is Kirsten Dunst, and she's the main character, of course, as you watch in the trailer, her star power, all that. She killed her role. Kirsten was a very troubled, battered, just imagine the psyche, what will happen to your psyche after years on years of just capturing the most diabolical war acts that you could think of. Just dead bodies and mutilations and beheadings, decapitations and all that. People being burned alive. So I like how she's a tortured soul. You see how heavy her soul is after doing this job for years. So I loved her. Her character actually was kind of a drag and depressing, but she did her job as far as what she was supposed to do. I loved her character in that sense. And the other three was an older black man, and he was a journalist. And then there was a younger guy, kind of like Pedro Pascal. I wrote his name down. Joel was his character. Wagner Mora is his name. So like he kind of gave me like rock dad stoner type vibes, but he apparently was a journalist. He wasn't giving me journalist vibes. So like the fact that his job description didn't match his vibe, so that was kind of throwing me off. Not to say the dude did a bad job or anything, but he just seemed like he was like the dude that holds the camera and does the camera work or something. Like or it seemed like he was the journalist, you know what I mean? But that's beside the point. And then the younger girl, I think they said she was 23 in the movie. She was just trying to get into the game as far as being a war photographer. And I like the whole like Kirsten Dunst's character of Lee being like the OG that's teaching the young buck, but like her character was annoying to me because she was just all like she was always in the way. She was like not experienced, and I get all that. Like that's the point of like the character is she's not experienced, so she's gonna be kind of excited and gung ho and make bad decisions and everything. But I'm at one point where like, does she even have any street smarts? Like the girl ain't have no like kind of like common like being aware of your surroundings and everything, and like reading situations, and like she had no sense of that. I'm like, oh yeah, that character, like her name was Jessie. She kind of annoyed me, the young girl character, but at the same time she was just doing her job. Like that was like the purpose of her character, was she was supposed to be like that. But I was just like, dad, girl, you would think you have a little more sense, you know what I mean? And the old black man, oh, I loved him. Yo, that brother was on fire. I like his character was fire. I mean, like, yo, he gave that, when you have that like old black woman or old black man, and they just kind of like, they don't actually physically hug you, but just the way that they are and their spirit and like how kind they are, and like that just whole like demeanor, you feel like just being around their energy is like just like a hug, and you just feel safe and like you feel like comfortable. Like that's that kind of old black man energy that this dude had. So yeah, I liked his character and how he was the OG journalist, and out of all these months, he had the most sense. Of course, the old black man got the most sense, especially in times of war. So yeah, I really liked his character. To get into some things that I didn't like about the movie, I think the thing that sticks out the most is that the concept of why, or like the reason why they were at war. There was a civil war in America. They didn't say nothing. There was no political commentary. They didn't tell us nothing about nothing. When I say you literally have no idea why they split, you have no idea. They don't say nothing about what they're fighting over. We don't know what nobody's fighting over. That was the craziest thing to me. The one little hint that we got was, I think they said the president disbanded the FBI, and then like basically shit hit the fan after that. That was the most info they got, and that's a spoiler. I'm sorry, but it's so quick you might miss it in the movie, so you might want to pay attention to me saying it. I don't have a lot to say as far as bad with this movie, but it did really perturb me. Like it bothered me a lot that this movie had no voice at all. And I understand not wanting to like offend anybody and trying to play it neutral so that nobody's really offended and everybody can enjoy it, but like at the same time, I'm gonna use the Netflix original Leave the World Behind for example. At least we was confused for the majority of the movie, but at least at the end they gave us like a thorough explanation of what was happening and everything. And throughout the movie you still like Leave the World Behind had a voice. It had something to say. This movie had nothing to say. If you just want to see a good action movie and like a road trip movie that's a little bit disturbing, then this movie is for you. But yeah, if you're looking for a political like social thriller or something that like really breaks down some stuff and has like a message and stuff to say, this is not the movie for you. And to end the review, this isn't really a good or a bad thing. I just want to say the movie is very graphic, like super disturbing. Like the imagery is like to the point where I just seen the movie. It's about 9 o'clock right now. I'm gonna edit this video so it can get out in the morning, but I have to watch a comedy or something before I go to sleep. Ain't no way I'm going to sleep with that's the last like thing that's been imprinted in my mind, cause like at one point I almost threw up in the movie, and that's I don't recall that ever happening to where I literally have to grab a bag because I'm about to barf because it's so fucking gory and disgusting what was going on the screen. Like, that's how like disturbing it is, and it's a war movie, so you expect that, but like they really took it there. So between this Civil War movie and X-Men '97 episode 5, if y'all seen that, like, bro, I am wore out. I gotta watch something funny before I go to sleep because I can't take no more war shit right now. Watch X-Men '97 yesterday. That was some war traumatic stuff. So yeah, I'm wore out, man. It's not a fun movie. It's a good movie as far as filmmaking aspect, storytelling aspect, mid, because like I said, they didn't explain a lot, didn't have a voice. But like technically from a filmmaking standpoint, the movie is amazing, on point. I definitely would still recommend you watch it just because I think it's interesting enough to see all of the things where I spoke about that were positive. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. That was my review for Civil War. Tell me what you liked if you saw the movie. If you didn't see the movie, tell me if my review is going to help you to like either see or you think like, nah. If anyways, thank you for tuning in again. That was MOONKID Max's reviews and reactions. Peace and much love. MOONKID out.
It's a lot of crime where I'm from, try me and get touched. Be in LA, the hood but VA in my blood. It's the Moon Wolf, nigga, come with booze and butt. Protecting the city, Los Angeles is my Gotham.